I'm Suze Kate. I'm the rector over at Holy Trinity in Clemson, and St. Paul's is our mother church. And we are here today celebrating 200 years of St. Paul's here in Pendleton. About 200 years ago, the founders of the church got together and decided that they would establish a church here. And there have been faithful Christians worshiping here in this space for all the time since then, and we continue to do so today.
Why is it important to have a church with this kind of history in our community?
So I can answer that question in a couple of different ways. One is that history is such an important part of who we are. It's our identity, who we are, where we came from, and there are so many wonderful personalities represented out in our churchyard, which is our churchy word for graveyard. On another more spiritual level, it is important for us to remember and to honor those Christians who made it possible for us to be here today, worshiping here. We will gather and we will celebrate Holy Eucharist and give glory to God, which has been going on here for so many years. And these walls, I believe, are just soaked in the prayers of all those wonderful, faithful people.
Here today at the invitation from the folks to, along with my board member and writer Bill Fitzpatrick, to share the good word of South Carolina's sacred spaces, the challenges we as an organization, as a preservation organization, face in trying to find solutions for these places that have been neglected. It's wonderful being in such a historic church where the solutions are involved with the community and the support. But all across the state, that's just not the case for many of these buildings. Historic places matter in the way, and all historic places matter, from houses to buildings, because it's where we as a society collect to gather together. It's where we hold our memories of the places we were born, the highlights of our lives. Those things matter for us to be able to define ourselves as a people and ultimately as a society. The churches and sanctuaries are really vital for that, because this is where the most intention was put in the community at the time, right? I mean, people build their homes for themselves, but when people gather for the meeting place, I mean, usually these places, early places, they were called meeting houses because they were the only rooms big enough to gather the whole community together. These were usually built as schools and everything. So all that community intention creates a vital, important link to these people's history and to the community's history.
I am a resident here in Pendleton. I have been for 3 years. I'm a retired Army officer. I love the upstate. I'm the current committee chairman of the St. Paul's Committee, approximately 10 individuals that are parishioners at Holy Trinity and here at St. Paul's. And we advise the rector and the vestry on the maintenance and upkeep of the historic church and its churchyard and the policies for its usage. And I feel it's a distinct honor for me to have been asked 2 years ago to work with my fellow committee members, some of them have been on the committee for 15, 20 years, to help keep this place beautiful for current generations and generations hopefully to come. We have to remember the history of the generations that came before us, what they believed in and what they fought for in the sense of freedoms in our country and freedom of practicing religion and for the ability to have democracy at work, and that we are an open society and people of all faiths and walks of life are welcome to visit here.